What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we are back here with an IPL match review / player performance reviews. In this one, we're not going to be going into every single aspect of this game. We're just going to touch over the main things that did happen in this game, because it was an absolute thriller in the end. But I tell you what, if you're a batsman, you enjoyed this one. For the bowling aspects, not so much. We will briefly touch on the big and the low moments of this game. But hey, the most important thing I want to do today in this video is go through the remaining schedule, the table, and just all the stats. The orange cap, purple cap, boundaries, most sixes, best economy rate, all of that shit. We're going to jump straight into it here. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below, by the way, if you're a fan of any of these teams, what your thoughts on the game was. Even if you're not, if you're a neutral fan, let me know how your IPL team is going right now. Are you happy? Are you a Kolkata or a Rajasthan fan? Or are you clinically depressed like me and RCB fans? Let me know what you're thinking down below. We're going to jump straight into this one. Just carnage with the bat in hand, and somehow the Lucknow Super Giants pull this one out on the road in Chennai. I mean, that's a massive performance to steal this one on the road. Massive win there for Justin Langer's group. They win by 6 wickets, so lots of wickets sitting in the shed. 3 deliveries remaining. I tell you what, at the halfway point of this chase, LSG weren't going to win. I don't think anyone, if you were a betting man or someone who placed your money on what team, I think you would have put pretty much 99% of your money on CSK to win that game, and something happened. Hulk went smash mode. Let's get into it. Player of the match for this incredible match-winning bowling performance. None for 49 off 4. Hey, no, that is not what we're here for. 124 of 63 deliveries, not out. Sees the boys home, didn't even celebrate his century. He brought up the century, just gave a little bat raise there, and straight back into wanting to win the game. And that is the mentality that you need to have around culture, the team, the franchise, international, doesn't matter what team. Those are the sort of guys you need who aren't giving a shit about their personal milestones. He brought up the 100. He could have easily taken off the helmet and done celebrations, but he decided, we've still got a job to do here. I'm going to celebrate when I see this victory home, because there's no good getting a big century in a loss. He gets it here in a massive win and sees it home. Just, can I be honest? I did not think that Marcus Stoinis had any of this left in him. I did not think he could make more than 50 runs in a game ever again. And that was honestly, I thought he might have been washed in the washed category, and maybe it was time to just see off into the sunset in a few years. But this man puts himself right back on the map with not only the IPL, but the Australian team selection, which at the end of the day, international is where every player wants to be in their country team. So this puts him back on the agenda. Does he move in front of Cameron Green from this one performance? Probably with the bat, but with the ball in hand, I think they're pretty much the same. I don't think Stoinis offers anything with the ball in hand these days. As you can see right there, none for 49. But the batting, if you can do that, we know what Stoinis has done in the past. He's won games off his own bat. I mean, there was a game, I think in 2015, Marcus Stoinis made 148 against New Zealand, almost won us that game off his own bat. There's been a few big games that he's played for Lucknow, elimination games, and steps up when they need it. So big credit has to go to the Hulk man. Looking beautiful, looking bulky, looking strong. And I tell you what, didn't the commentators absolutely adore him when he was smashing boundaries? I just tell you what, they were getting their, they were enjoying it. All right, let's talk about the other big things from this game. Of course, that was the match-winning moment and simply sensational. But there is a few other really good things to talk about in this game. How about that? There was another century, but no one's talking about it at all. 108 not out off 60 rocks. That's massive from the captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad. He started the season off pretty slow, but he's come into his own form in these last few games and looks back to his very best form. Shivam Dubé, my birthday twin, shout out to the 26th of June. He makes 66 off 27, just staking his claim for a potential T20 World Cup squad position. I mean, look, is he going to bowl? No, but is he going to give you some of the greatest finishing in the team? Possibly. I mean, there's definitely some options that India have at the World Cup, that's for sure. Jadu, nothing really else to talk about here, let's be honest. I mean, Deepak Hooda, those are important runs. Nicholas Purana, of course, came out late, tried to be the hero. You're not Marcus Stoinis, mate. Sit down. All right. That is that game gone through. We're not really going to touch on much else from that match because those were really the big moments. Dubé, Gaikwad, Marcus Stoinis winning the game off his own bat in, I believe it is now the highest ever score by a single player when chasing 200. So, I mean, that's just a beautiful record to hold in itself. But let's get into the remaining schedule, the table, and then the stats to finish off this video. Tonight, we have got, look, depending how you call this, you might want to get some early sleep. Delhi Capitals versus the Gujarat Titans. Fingers crossed that Delhi bat first, and then we can watch Jake Fraser McGurk. And that's pretty much it. That's the only person I really want to watch for Delhi. I mean, depending if Stubbs plays or David Warner, but other than that, there's not a whole of a lot that's interesting me in this game. Gujarat, Shubman Gill, who else? Spencer Johnson maybe, Tawat Tia. There's not a whole lot that's really gripping you to that game. But I tell you what, the one that's going to get everyone focused and attention on it is this. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus RCB in Hyderabad. That could seriously be dangerous for any team there. The way that Sunrisers are playing right now, they could make 400. So maybe we see Virat Kohli roll the arm over and give us some absolute carnage with the ball, because he's probably a better option than every other RCB bowler right now. And then we will have this massive blockbuster game right here, Kolkata versus my Punjab Kings. We need a win desperately. And then, of course, the remaining games. I mean, if we're looking at what are the biggest matches remaining in the season, Lucknow versus Rajasthan, that's a big game. CSK versus SRH, that's a massive game. What else? Who are the other big games? SRH, Rajasthan, that's a big game. Mumbai versus Kolkata, Lucknow versus Kolkata. Ooh, Lucknow and Kolkata, they're playing some big games coming up. Another big game. So you can see here, I mean, there's just big games everywhere scheduled. And then the biggest one of them all, SRH versus Punjab Kings. Let's go. That is Kavya Moran versus Preeti Zinta, showdown number 2. And it will be in Hyderabad. So this time it won't be Preeti, it'll be Kavya on the big screen. But looking at this game as well, this is going to be massive to finish off the regular season. Rajasthan versus Kolkata. That could seriously decide who finishes first or second and what position and what team you end up playing. So that's going to be a huge game depending on all the other results at the end. Let's get into it. The table here, not a hell of a lot's changed over the last week or two. Some teams are just looking invincibly comfortable at the moment. Rajasthan is one of them. I mean, they've only lost one game, and that was a pretty tough loss. 7-1. Josh Butler is in hitting form again. Jaiswal's hitting form. Parag's been awesome. Sampson's been awesome. Sharma's come onto the block with the bowl. Bolt's been great. Their bowling unit's been good. The middle order's held up. They've got everything covered, and this is why they're going to be a big, big threat to win the title. Kolkata, a little bit of a surprise packet, I think, this season. Look, I was one who was unsure on where they would be, but again, they're looking like one of the strongest contenders in it. They've got all bases covered. My only thought with them is, does those experienced players, do they start to slow down? Like, how much can you depend on Sunil Narine making lots of runs? Can you keep relying on Andre Russell to take wickets and make runs? I don't know. But if it keeps playing out this way, they're going to be one of the best teams in it. Absolutely. SRH making runs for fun. Bowling may need a little bit of work still, but they're getting some guys like Natarajan who's stepping up. Obviously, Pat Cummins has been sensational. So I think they're just going to be, as long as they keep winning every game at home, they're probably going to make the playoffs. Lucknow Super Giants sitting in 4th, which that was a massive, massive win last night over CSK. I tell you what, because if they don't win that, they change places. So that's a big win, keeps themselves in the top 4. CSK sitting there at 5th. Now, how do you feel, CSK fans, right now? Of course, there is a few injuries, but just some players not playing up to their standard at the moment. But I'm sure things will turn around. I mean, they're still sitting 5th, so it's not like they're down the bottom. Gujarat, I mean, they're just kind of there. Like, they're just existing at this point. Like, they've got some cool players. David Miller's pretty cool, but it's just, they're just chilling. Who knows what they'll do? Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals sitting kind of in the same spot, 7 to 8. They're still fighting to push for a playoff position. And then we get into the minnows of the competition, the Punjab Kings and the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Let's go. Okay, that's okay, man. Look, you can't win them all. And you know what? Someone has to be down the bottom. And it may be us, but hey, that's just how the game works. And look, if I was an RCB fan, I would be so upset with how the team is playing, but I am a Punjab fan. This is the standard. This is literally what happens every season. I've learnt that by now. I've been taught by everyone here at the channel, don't ever get your expectations up with Punjab, and I certainly haven't. And they're certainly not letting me down, because this is all I expected down the bottom. That's great. But that is how that one plays out. RCB are essentially finished this season, and same with Punjab. So if we don't get a win in the next game, it's all over. That is how the table sits. Looking pretty comfortable. I mean, if we're going to have to pick the 4 playoff teams right now, I'd find it pretty hard to take any of these 4 teams out. Like, I think CSK are going to make it, but who do you replace? Is it going to be a Lucknow? Is it going to be an SRH? I don't know, but that is the fun of it all. Into the stats, the orange cap, you've still got the man Virat Kohli just chilling at the top. I feel like he has been first on this list since like the second game. He is the only person at that team doing anything. 379 runs. He's been sensationally good. I know he's copped a bit of criticism for his strike rate, but if he didn't play that slower sort of role, the team would be out for under 150 every game, let's be honest. Gaikwood moves himself into number 2 after that century. Travis Head, he's got Australia on his back right now. We love to see it. Rian Parag is the surprise packet of this season, and Sanju Samson, who I think might get himself a spot in that T20 World Cup squad, which I think he would deserve it big time. He's been very, very good, consistent, and terrific with the gloves. All right, into the purple cap, and then we will just run through the other stats and finish off the video. All right, let's get to it. Purple cap. I don't know who's let this happen. Harshal Patel is equal first in the purple cap. Now, if you told me that after the first 3 games of the season, I would have laughed at you. But here we are. The man has taken 13 wickets. Now, with all due respect, he's been pretty good in our last few games. He's definitely gotten a lot better. So big respect to him. But look at the economy. 9.58. Probably tells you a bit of the story there, but hey, at least you've taken wickets. It seems like no one else for Punjab can. So someone's got to do it. The best bowler in the world, Jasprit Bumrah, 13 wickets. Look at the economy. Not much has to be said there. The man is, like I said, the best bowler in the world probably right now. Yuzi Chahal. Equal first as a spinner. We've seen what pretty much every single pitch in the IPL is delivering. It's been pretty flat, not exactly spin friendly. So to be the only spin bowler on this list and sitting in first position, he's been sensational. He is always the man. He's always around the top 5 wicket takers every season, yet still can't play at the T20 World Cup, which is really sad thinking how much more opportunity he could have been given. But I guess Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin taking that next spot, Jadeja, Axar Patel, I guess all-rounders who are quite similar as spinners, just pushes in front of him, which sucks, but he's a terrific guy, terrific player, and I'm happy to see this. This is good to see for the man. Gerald Coetzee, I feel like he hasn't played a good game in about 4 games. That's okay. Mustafiza Rahman, he was terrible last night. He started well. The last over where Marcus Stoinis won the game was genuine crap. It was some pretty poor bowling, but that is what happens. It's cricket. We can't always be perfect like Moses on Reeks. He's on 12 wickets from 7 games. So he's doing pretty well. It's been a very good pickup by CSK. All right, into the other stats, and then we will finish this one off. Marcus Stoinis is now the highest score this season, 124. The best bowling figures, of course, was Sandeep Sharma. We've seen the 3 5-wicket hauls. Batting average, Jadu, Paran, Parag, Kohli, Sanju. Bowling average, Tristan Stubbs. Who does this man think he is? Mayank Yadav, Sandeep, Paddy Rana, and Kishore, who, for some reason, Kishore has only played 3 games. He is one of India's best spinners in the country. So I would be playing him a bit more, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Most hundreds, Joss Buttler. Boo. Boo, that man. Most 50s, pretty equal there. Economical bowlers, fifers, sixers. This will be interesting. Let's talk about this. 2 Sunriser players, no surprise. Into the 4s, another SRH player, of course. And into the total amount of boundaries to finish off this video, Travis Smavis Head, 57 boundaries. We're not surprised, but gee whiz, it has been carnage. The man was only bought for like 3 crore in the auction. I still can't believe it. Like, this man, Travis Head, came off one of the most incredible World Cup campaigns in India, and then a month later was bought for cheap. Let's be honest, he was bought very cheaply. I understand that maybe teams were unsure how he would go in T20s, but you've learnt the lesson here, haven't you? If a player is in form internationally, it's usually going to translate into a domestic competition. So, massive pickup there. He's been awesome. Kohli, Hitman, Gaikwad, the 3 big guns of India, right? And then into the man Sunil Narayan, which has been one of the big twist plots of this season. Him opening and being sensational, has made a century. He's looked bloody awesome, has Sunil Narayan, and we are here for it. Except for Sam Curran trying to do the same thing. That's not cool. But hey, that will finish us off there. That is all the stats. That is everything that we could have possibly gone through there. We'll finish it on the table here. This is where we're at so far, just past the mid-season point. I hope we all enjoyed. Comment down below. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see everyone in the next one.